Okay, today's July 17th, 2023. I'm now just getting started. I'm going to provide all my documentation, and this is regarding Pulaski Animal Hospital. If you are a pet owner, if you are concerned about the well-being of your pet, do not, and I repeat, do not consider Pulaski Animal Hospital as a friend towards your pet or yourself. My pet, for years, I've been taking them there to Pulaski Animal Hospital, located in Chicago on the south side on Pulaski Avenue. I had no problems with the institution, the facility whatsoever, up until maybe about 12 years ago, when I started having problems with a particular office manager. Since then, beginning of this year, my pets were, both of them, they're seniors. They're both diagnosed with terminally ill diseases. Unfortunately, my one girl, Hippie, had to be laid to rest because she was suffering. I sent this hospital a video that raised my concerns about the health of my girls. Now, mind you, they're old. They're both terminally ill. Their voice dashboard, when you're put on hold, says that they care and are concerned about the well-being of your pet, and they supposedly come accredited by AHA. I don't remember exactly what AHA stands for. Animal something. Anyway, this place accredits them because they do periodic checks on these people that are being accredited by this organization. I don't buy it, because if you see what this particular person has done, complete lack of regards for the well-being and care of their patients. I sent them a video where my girls were both in extreme dire pain. Hippie was just days from dying. Well, she was in such bad pain that she had to suffer unnecessarily. I sent them the videos on a Monday. Cheryl, that's the name of the office manager, looked at them, never called me back. Every day I would call them, I would get the same response. Cheryl's busy, we'll call you back. She'll call you back. Never. I found out that Cheryl did look at the videos. She didn't address me. She didn't return my calls. She didn't even have the decency. If she couldn't answer my question, and I left instructions to have it given to a doctor. If not her doctor, Misha's and Hippie's primary doctor, any other doctor, even Dr. Spinder, the owner of the Pulaski Animal Hospital, and let me know, is this something I should be concerned about? But everything's going to be in this video. Not only did she look at the video, this Cheryl, she didn't keep her word and to call me, or let alone have the decency of passing it on to her doctor. But she goes and deletes the files, so nobody knows that they were sent. I found this out when I brought Misha in on Saturday, the day after I put Hippie down, and Dr. Spinger was there, and I told him about the video. And when I believe it was Yesenia, because at that point I was raring to go. I was heated, and the doctor went out and looked, and he says, "Well, where's the video? I want to see him." He didn't know where to look, so Yesenia came and she asked me, "Where did I send the videos?" I said, "Well, to your mobile number for your hospital." She looks and she goes, "Well, if you sent them, somebody deleted them." The only person that I know of, the last person that looked at them, was Cheryl. So Cheryl deleted them. And even if Cheryl didn't delete them, she's the office manager. She's in charge of knowing what's going on there, especially important files like that concerning their patients' well care and being. Terminally ill, mind you, and seniors. She deletes them. Or somebody deletes them. Doesn't matter. She's the office manager. But as far as I know she was the last one to look at them. So I'm putting everything on her. So I want you to look at this and see and listen for yourself, because they're claiming that people are rude when they call. No, 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 no. Maybe people are rude, or what you interpret as rude, because they're getting the same response I'm getting, that, oh, this particular person will call you back, or this particular person will call you back, and the calls never come. So they get fed up, just like I do. And you listen to my videos. These all are my documentaries. Listen to the way I talk. That's the way I've talked each and every time. I've never once ever used vulgarity or obscenities. I may have raised my voice, but not because I was being rude. I never said anything rude. I was upset. There's a big difference between being rude and being upset, especially when you're promised numerous times that you're going to call concerning your pet's well-being, because that's in the business that you're in as an animal health care facility. Now I can see how much you care about our pets, because you have somebody there who looks at a video that is, you're concerned. You're showing them, this is what I'm seeing. I want to know, what should I do? You're the doctors, you're the facility. I'm depending on you to tell me what to do. But no, you look at them and then you delete them and you don't say nothing to anybody. So, this is what you need to be aware of. Don't take your pet to Pulaski Animal Hospital. And if you get a chance, if even somebody pick up and let you, put you on hold so you can listen to their messages where they say they're concerned about your pets, that's a farce. Because actions speak louder than words. In this case, the video speaks for themselves. And you'll hear everything that I had to deal with. And I'm posting as well all the negative Google reviews on Pulaski Animal Hospital. And for the most part, they all address the same thing I am. Nobody calls, returns their calls, dealing with a rude manager, that's Cheryl. And other things, but for the most part, it's the same thing I'm addressing, the same issue I'm addressing, and it still goes on. But Dr. Spender, if you want to continue, holding on to problems that are, going to eventually hurt your business, by all means, go right ahead. You keep that problem. Maybe that's a cancer you should determine whether you should remove from your facility or not. But you'll be hearing from me soon. Today's Monday, July 31st. Okay, I've been looking into Pulaski Animal Hospital. This is in regards to my last video journal I made on what would have been early Saturday morning. There's something wrong with that hospital. And there's a problem there. And I'm trying to avoid, with these messages that I'm going to put out there, to avoid the pain that I'm going through currently right now if you decided to do business with this institution. I found out Saturday morning as I was looking at their Facebook page, because there's something that doesn't seem right with them. So, and this is what I mentioned in my previous video, I had noticed on their webpage they have their photo section, and they had a picture of a young lady standing at the entrance of the institution, Pulaski Animal Hospital, along just below the address. And as I looked at the photo, I was like, something kind of clicked with me to say, wait a minute, I've seen this girl before. And the more I looked at it, it dawned on me. Now, I didn't mention this in the beginning because at that time, I didn't think it was relevant, but now I see there's a connection here. When I brought Hippie in to say my final goodbyes, they stuck me in a room, and as we waited for who I assume would have been their primary doctor, Dr. Stanley Collada, these two young girls come walking in the room. One was very thin, darker hair, maybe like an auburn or dark. if I remember correctly. And there was a blonde that came in with her. They both attempted to put a catheter in poor hippie. Each time they tried, and I would say it was a total of 7 or 8 times that they tried doing that in a matter of, minutes. Okay. So, unsuccessful. They go and get another doctor, Dr. Christie. That's what we call her. She couldn't get the catheter in. So finally, the primary doctor comes in, tries to do it. He takes hippie out into another room to do it. There was a dog crying. I don't know if it was hippie or not. But they came back. Hippie had the catheter. So anyway, I'm looking at this photo, and the girl in the picture is one of the 2 girls that came in to put the catheter originally onto hippie. And as I was reading the story behind this girl, here I'm finding out she's an intern from another country, from Poland. They came to do a 8-week training or whatever they call it. And then she goes back to her native country and she becomes a vet. Okay, well, this vet, intern, student, couldn't do it. And by watching her, I could tell she was nervous about it, because as hippie was crying in pain, because they were trying to stick a catheter, they're stabbing into her, under her skin, probably breaking the vein as they're attempting to do so, which I think the crying made the girl nervous, and the other girl that was holding hippie, and I had to try to control hippie and, well, not control her, but calm her, because I thought these girls knew what they were doing. And they couldn't. I had her blood all over my hands. She's a student. And not just that. You are taking this in an intern who is not familiar with your policies or procedures, mind you, and you put him in the room with this dog and say, hey, put a catheter in this dog. No supervision. No doctors. Not even Cheryl, an office manager, who's been there over 40 plus years. You send in students to put a catheter in my dog. So, that's how you treat, that's how you show how much you're concerned and caring about your animals. And then to toss poor Misha and abandon her when you know she's terminally ill. You're the ones that diagnosed her as being terminally ill, mind you. And because of whatever happened that Friday, when I was told to bring her in, because I thought she was dying. She had lost all her urinary control. She was in her own vomit. She was gagging on her vomit, and she had a death gaze looking into my cabinet. I couldn't even lift her. I thought she was dying. Do you realize what that did to me? Maybe you should communicate with your office manager, because she's aware of my emotion, my mental state. She's aware, because I made it clear to her. You sent a student. A student. Not even a doctor to supervise and make sure they were doing what procedures need to be done correctly. All I hear now is hippie crying. It's now affecting my health, physically. It's already affected my mental health well before that. You sent students. At least she's a student. I don't know who this other girl was. I'm assuming she's a student as well. And who do you talk to about taking in, I mean, do you have you register for that, Dr. Spender, to be a foreign exchange medical vet student host? Who do you because I'm sure they have to keep records of you doing that, because who's responsible if something should happen to those girls from point A to point B? That would be you. Who do you have to register with? I'm sure you have to register in one form or another. But, okay, so I'm going to try. See, this should what I'm attempting to do. I don't know if I can do it now because I can't think straight no more. Not since this has all happened, and even more so since I saw what I saw Saturday morning on your webpage, Facebook, that is. Okay, so my intentions was, all right. So excuse me while I change the screen here so I can see what I'm looking at. I decided I'm going to contact the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations, because those are the people you need to contact when you're dealing with institutions, facilities that require licenses to operate in the state of Illinois, even in this local municipality of Chicago, Illinois. So I'm going to attempt to call them. Let's see. And this will let you know. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to communicate with them because I'm not feeling too well physically today. Every day I have to test my blood pressure and my blood sugar levels, and it's I haven't been able to stabilize it, and I'm losing a lot of weight. In a matter of days. Now it's a matter of days, but it's not a healthy weight loss. Let me put it that way. Okay, so here we go. Again, I'm keeping this as as my own records. This is my own personal diary, be it on video, because I don't have the patience to sit and write anything, because the way my thinking's been for the last long time, it's been difficult, especially during the beginning of the pandemic and to the very end with my girls, because they were my everything, and I cared for them. I was their caregiver. I was there for them, come rain or shine, 24/7. So let's give it a go, huh? I don't know who I'm going to talk to.
Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. For English, press number 1.
Okay.
For office hours and locations, press number 1. To speak with someone in our Division of Banking, press number 2. Division of Professional Regulation, press number 3. Division of Financial Institutions,
3.
Press number 4.
Sounds like 3.
Division of Real Estate, press number 5.
So for 3.
To repeat these options,
3.
press number 6. Thank you for calling the Division of Professional Regulation. To speak with someone about a professional license, press number 1, or hang up and dial 1-800-560-64. Wait while I transfer your call. Welcome to the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation Licensing Assistance Center. For English, press 1. For online portal questions, press 1.
What?
For assistance with a status update on an application you recently submitted, press 2. For assistance with an initial application,
1.
press 3. For assistance with an existing license or renewal, press 4.
This might not be the right
For
department.
all other inquiries or general assistance, press 5.
Okay.
For all calls are recorded for quality and training purposes. Please hold while we connect you to the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.llc.gov.
rather hold on. I'll hold on. You know, I'm sorry. Okay, that's better. You know, I'm wasting electricity. I have natural light.
Frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Due to higher than expected call volume and to obtain faster service, please press 1 now to leave your phone number, and you will be called back in the order received. Continuing to hold will not route you to a representative, so please press 1 now.
Will not route you to a representative. What are you going to route me to? Another voicemail? They got it. No, it's going to route me to somebody who's going to direct me in the right direction. I'm hoping soon. Well, sooner than later, anyway.
We want to thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call.
Okay.
Higher than expected call volume is driving the long wait time. We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience.
That's fair. That's what I tried doing with Pulaski Animal Hospital. The minute you get defensive, you're labeled rude. What? Are you serious? Okay. You know, I'm gonna have to go into an office because I don't have the patience for this. I'm not going to sit day after day to get a hold of somebody and then without any success have to sit here and contemplate what I should do next, how long I should wait. For me, time is of the essence. Okay, so I'm going to shut this off for now, and I will get back when I think of what I'm going to do next. Okay, today's July the 29th. It's Saturday morning. It's 2:47 a.m. I'm beat. I've been up a long time because I keep thinking that I have to be up to wake Misha to go to the bathroom. And it's hard. It's hard for me to accept that they're gone. I needed them. They were my stress relief. They were my emotional support companions. I don't look at them as animals. They're companions. But I needed them. And they helped me. Now, when I took Hippie to be euthanized at Pulaski Animal Hospital on the 21st of April, that would have been a Friday, I didn't mention this because now I was just looking at Pulaski Animal Hospital's Facebook page, and I came across a photograph of a young lady standing by the front door. And to be honest with you, I've never seen her before in this photo, but, and this is what I didn't mention earlier in any of my other videos, because this photo is now triggering my memory on what occurred as I was taking Hippie into the room. Okay, so I brought Hippie in. They directed me into a room in the very back, towards the right. As you walk towards the T intersection of the hallway, you have to make a right, and they put me in the one room to the right. As I waited for who I assumed would have been Misha and Hippie's primary doctor to come in, perform the euthanization, 2 girls walk into the room. I've never seen them before in my life. I would, when they came in, I thought they were high school kids because they were very young. And the one girl seemed very nervous. She had darker hair, skinnier, but there was a blonde, and I don't ever recall seeing her. So it kind of left me, I said, well, maybe she's a new employee or something. They had no idea what they were doing. They were trying to get the catheter in poor Hippie's paw. They couldn't get the vein. And they were stabbing her. I consider it stabbing because the girl was shaking so much, and the other one couldn't. She was crying. This one girl was crying, and I was looking at her. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should get, the doctor. Because I said, you're not doctors, are you? And they said, no. I said, okay. You need to please go get a doctor. So they went, and I'm sitting there, and now I got Hippie's blood all over my hands because I'm trying to help what I assumed were professionals that knew what they were doing. And here, I'm freaking out even more because I got my girl's blood on my hands. And then Dr. Christie walks in the room. This is another staff member that we met when we first arrived there. She was an intern at the time. Very good doctor, by the way. So she comes in, and she attempts to place this catheter in Hippie. The same thing, the same problem, and I don't know why. Because at this point she's a doctor there, a vet, a certified vet. So I don't know why she was having a problem. She claimed that her veins were thin or something to that effect. Okay, so what are we gonna do? So then they go get Dr. Collada, Hippie and Misha's primary doctor to begin with, and he comes in. He says they're having problems, and I'm like, yeah. So he goes, okay, well, I'm going to take her. And I said, okay, well, let's go. And he says, no, you don't come because you may make her nervous if she sees you. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. And I thought, I'm in the room. They got the door closed, but I thought I heard a dog crying. And I was freaking out now because I'm thinking, oh, my God, what are they doing to Hippie? And as I was walking out, getting ready to walk out the door, Dr. Collada comes walking in with Hippie, and they had the catheter in her. So then they performed what they did. Now, this is where I'm getting at with this photograph. As I'm looking at it, I'm reading the profile that they have a little, explanation of who this person is. Let me read it to you. This young lady standing right underneath the address of the hospital. It's dated June 28th. As many of you know, Pulaski Animal Hospital always has either vet tech students, or veterinarians from other countries interning over the summer. No, well, I didn't know that. Okay, so today we say our first goodbye to Aleksandra Belska, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Poland, as she completes an 8-week stay with us. After a brief vacation to see a little of the United States, she will return to Warsaw to start her career at the animal hospital. She excelled here at Pulaski, and her stay was enjoyable for all of us. And it says, see more, but I have seen enough. Okay, that's the girl. One of the first 2 girls that came in to try to administer the catheter in poor Hippie, and all they did was just get blood everywhere, and she was crying. They allowed a student, unsupervised, mind you, unsupervised by a certified doctor, vet, at that hospital, which it's not a hospital. I'm not paying to have my poor girl being used as a pincushion by someone who has no experience. And if this was a student You were supposed to supervise them. Is that what you do? You let students that aren't even employed by your business to solely go in and attempt to place a catheter in a dog. When you sent 2 girls, and one of them was shaking so much she was crying, because when she realized what she was doing or they were doing, and we're getting blood and poor hippies, wincing in pain, she got emotional, and I was getting mad. You used my girl as a guinea pig with a student, or probably they were both students, but there was no supervision. There was no Dr. Collada, no Dr. Spinder, no Dr. Christie, or whatever doctors you have working there. You sent 2 students to work on my girl, and you didn't even supervise to see what they were doing, if they were doing anything correctly. Yeah, thank you for posting this photo of this young lady, because now it brought back memories. See, at the time, I wasn't going to question it, because I could have said, oh, they're maybe employees. Maybe they know what they're doing. Here I'm finding out on your Facebook page that you allowed a student to administer or attempt to administer a catheter. That took, maybe 8 minutes. 8 minutes of my dog suffering. My girl suffered because you put a couple of amateurs to try to put a catheter in her. I'm glad that I looked at your Facebook page early this morning. Because you see, this is what you've done. You hurt my girls, and you hurt me. Now, this is what I've been trying to get past for so many years. And you delete the videos. Didn't share it with anybody. Yet Maria knew, because you told Maria, Cheryl, that you looked at the videos. Okay. I need to get some sleep. I don't know how well I'll sleep tonight. I'm sorry. I'm looking not directly at the camera. I'm looking at this photograph because, yeah, that's the girl. That's the girl that was working on on Hippie. You gave my girl to a couple of students from another country that weren't even certified, and you didn't supervise them. There was no other doctor there. Just 2 kids. I'm looking into you. And I promise you, I'm going to dig up some dirt on you. You're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry. And I'm looking to find an accredited affiliated partner. I'm looking at a particular animal hospital by the name of Pulaski Animal Hospital. They're located, I believe, at 5424 South Pulaski Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. I've used your AHA locator, and they don't seem to come up on your locator, though they. Okay. So I was wondering, is there any way of verifying whether or not they are they are accredited by your organization, and also?
If they are not on the locator, then they are not accredited with us.
They are not. I see. Now they claim they claim that they are. Is there any way of being able to verify that?
Which hospital was it?
Pulaski, that's P as in Paul, U as in Union, L as in Lincoln, A as in Adam, S as in Sam, K as in King, I as in Ida, Animal Hospital. I believe the exact address would be 5424 South Pulaski Avenue, or Pulaski Road in Chicago, Illinois. I'm not sure what the zip code would be, but there's only one Pulaski Animal Hospital in Chicago.
Okay.
They're not too far from me.
Right. And where did you see that they were claiming to be accredited?
Well, when you call up their phone number, they when they put you on hold, they have like a little message dashboard. They tell you what they do, and they state that they are accredited by AHA.
Okay.
And one more question with the accreditation. What are they supposed? What are the affiliates supposed to be practicing as far as AHA standards and guidelines?
All right. So we actually don't release our standards to the public, as those are proprietary, and as a voluntary organization, we do like to keep those between us and the practice.
Okay.
However, I can tell you that Pulaski is not accredited with us, and I did find a place on the website where it does state that they are, so I will be using our internal processes to report them to the proper people for a logo violation.
I see.
But they are not accredited with us, and therefore not under our aegis.
Okay. Now, I let me ask you this: if whatever the standards would be, even though you can't tell me, does the practice supposed to train staff and employees on how to, treat animals or treat the clients as well, like a receptionist when a potential client calls? Is there certain standards how they should be spoken to or treated, or how an office?
Client communication is not actually something that our standards cover now.
Okay, but you're certain that they are not an accredited.
They are not.
Okay, and your name is, if you don't mind me asking?
Wendy.
Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Okay. How's that? They are not accredited. You lie. You lied, Pulaski Animal Hospital. It's not that the clients are rude. It's your staff, Dr. Spinder, that is rude. But blaming a client or claiming that they're rude seems to be the go-to response to do away with any potentially, troublesome clients, right? So it's a convenience just to say they're rude. We don't want to deal with you. That's your go-to excuse. You are not accredited. You are a liar. You hurt my girls. You, Cheryl Muth, killed my girls by delaying proper treatment or putting them out of their misery in a humane and timely manner. You withheld the videos, 9 videos that I had sent you on that Monday morning. You looked at them, you deleted them, and you did not report it to the primary doctor. You did not show it or tell Dr. Spinder. You didn't tell anybody. You kept it to yourself. You don't like me because I call and I call because I'm concerned about my girls. I am their defender. I am their mother, their father. I'm the one who is their caregiver. Your job is to help them maintain health or control any type of pain and suffering that they may be incurring at that moment. You failed miserably on all levels. And then to have your staff, receptionist, which I believe was Nydia or Maria, hang up on me that one morning that I called. That is rude. Yep, that is rude. You're not accredited. You'll be hearing from me. Okay, today's July 31st, Monday. I'm going to attempt to contact AHA and just to make sure that they are, Pulaski Animal Hospital is not accredited by them at this point. Looking on their, that's Pulaski Animal Hospital's Facebook page, and I'm looking at their photos, and I noticed that they list their accreditations. They have to be recertified or reaccredited, I should say, every 3 years. So the most recent one was 2019. That was the most recent. But I noticed that either every 3 years, if they are accredited and recertified to be accredited, they may, I don't see any postings because they celebrate when they are re-accredited by this organization, and they post it on their website every 3 years. So I'm looking at a 3-year time span, and I look, and I notice some years that they should be re-accredited is not showing up on their website, which doesn't mean that they are not accredited. It just means that maybe they just never posted it on their webpage, but they are, or they never got re-accredited by this organization. But then again, like I said, they could be accredited. They just never posted on their Facebook page that they're celebrating. But we'll have to look into that. I'm going to attempt to call AHA right now and explain. I think I'm going to have to explain the reason why I'm doing inquiries into Pulaski Animal Hospital. Maybe there would be a little further cooperation. We'll see. I'm calling him right now. This is from my video journal.
Thank you for calling Pulaski Animal Hospital Association. We are currently assisting another customer. To speak to a team member, press 1. If you know your party's extension, press 2. To leave a voicemail so that a team member can call you back, press 3. Please be aware that all of our calls are recorded for training purposes. Our business hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday through Friday. Additional information can be found on our website, www.aaha.org.
Yeah. I'm going to open up.
Please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator.
Switch to my browser.
Thank you for calling the American Animal Hospital Association. You have reached the accreditation team. Please leave us a detailed voicemail with your
Alright, I'm
name,
going to keep trying.
practice name.
Because hopefully they're open. We're still within their Mountain Standard Time.
Thank you for calling Association. We are currently assisting another customer. To speak to a team member, press 1. If you know your party's extension, please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator.
We'll see. We'll keep trying. Okay, the video cut off while I was on the phone with them, so I don't know how much of that you heard. If anything. Okay, July 31st, Monday. Apparently, I don't know what happened. I thought I had the video running, but I did try calling back, and they did pick up. It was the same girl I spoke with last week, Wendy, and I asked her, is it possible that they may be accredited and just never posted it? She's reassuring me that they are not accredited. They are not certified. I was on the phone with her for a good 6-7 minutes, maybe 8. And I asked her these questions. And I'm confident, even though I thought the damn thing was running. Okay. But I did speak with her. And it can be verified. It can be verified. All you have to do is call Wendy at the AHA organization in Colorado. But yes, she's reaffirming a second time that they are not accredited. And then I explained to her why I was looking into them. I told them everything that has been occurring with Pulaski Animal Hospital and myself, with this particular office manager. And up until recently, what I found out when I went to take Hippie to say goodbye to her, they put students, foreign intern vet students, to work on my girls without being supervised by staff there, certified doctor. That's who should have been in that room with them. Or better yet, you know what? This is my girl's last stage of life, and you're gonna send students to try to put her to sleep or insert a catheter. Well, I don't know how they put catheters in dogs in Poland, but what I saw was not how you do it here. My girl, I listened to her cry. And here I am like an idiot. I'm helping them, not knowing that they don't even know what they're doing. I helped along with her pain. And then to turn your back on Misha? That's how you do business, Dr. Spender, huh? If you're not even accredited, are you legally allowed to take in medical vet interns from another country? Because apparently you're not qualified to do so when you let some students walk in unsupervised and attempt to put a catheter in a dog that needs to be put down. That is not humane. That is not humane. I'm going to find out who authorized having those interns work on my girl without any supervision. I'm going to find out who did it, and then I'm going to find out who canceled the emergency service call for Misha that day. I was instructed because your employee, Melina, went and told you what I had told her about how I found Misha. You said, how soon can you bring him in? Or her in, I should say. You said you would be waiting. That's what Melina told me. That was her exact words. She said, I told them, they're aware. They said, they'll be waiting when you get here. And I get there, and I'm like, nope, goodbye, goodbye. Cheryl was in that room when Melina came and told the 3 doctors. I don't know who the other 2 were, but I know one of them was Misha and Hippie's primary doctor, Dr. Collada. So it's either Dr. Spender who was one of the three, or Cheryl Muth said, you know what, forget about that. We're not going to service a potentially dying dog. But according to Dr. Spender, in one of his responses to a Google review, that a dog dying or dead regardless, the standard policy and procedures is all staff drop what they're doing and attend to that animal. You didn't do that with Misha. You didn't do that with Hippie, by the way. Let me just reiterate now, because everything's coming back now. That Friday, when I called, Maria, that's who answered the phone, I told her, my girl's suffering. She's going bad. I'm bringing her in. What does Maria tell me? No, we're busy. You need to take her to an emergency facility. Well, hello. That's what she claimed to be. And we're not just, anybody. We're clients that have been with you for almost 14 years. And on when you call in, you claim that, established patients have, priorities or for the service of a drop-off. You were going to send my dying dog to Hinsdale or someplace, whatever list you're going to send me, because I know you're going to send me a list. Yeah, that day I stormed in there carrying, well, I don't know if I was carrying her, but I took her in. And I made sure that nobody was going to stand in my way. Yeah. I was perturbed. And I think anybody in my shoes would have done the same thing. This wasn't a manner of dealing with your client patients in the manner that you claim that you would do so. And the guidelines by AHA states that. Yeah, I looked at the guidelines. And the three that I'm looking at, the 2 or 3 guidelines, you get an F. F. Big, fat F. I'm going to find out. Because, now that I think back at it, I remember talking to Dr. Collado when he first started, when I found out he was a doctor. And we were talking about how his internship, or he came in as an intern working for Pulaski Animal Hospital. And he also mentioned he was from Poland. So I'm wondering if Dr. Collado came in through this volunteer vet foreign exchange student program or whatever that Dr. Spender is hosting or sponsoring. Do you have to be registered to do that? And if so, by who? Are they aware of your internship? Do you have to recertify every so many years or every year? Or is it a one-shot call? I don't know. We need to find that out. I smell a rat. Shame on you, Dr. Collado. Shame on you. You turned your back on Misha. A dog you diagnosed as having terminally ill disease. Yeah. And that's how you treat your patients, your clients. Cheryl knew what these girls were meant to be for me. I made it clear. I made it very clear to her about 3 or 4 years ago. She knew that they were more than just pets to me. I made sure she understood that they were my emotional support companions. God gave them to me to keep me from harming myself. I told her straight out in those words, I'm not ashamed. I made a mistake. I tried to kill myself. Wasn't very successful numerous times, but maybe that's the reason God brought them into my life. And that's how you treated them. You hurt them, you hurt me. Now it's payback. I'm going to make sure everybody knows what type of establishment you're running, Dr. Spender. How you stick a student, a foreign exchange student, without having supervision on a dog that was brought in to be put down humanely. I had to deal with looking at her blood on my hands. And then they have Dr. Christie come in with the girls again. And she couldn't even do it. Dr. Collada comes in and saves the day. You knew, Dr. Collada, that those first 2 girls that were there were foreign exchange students. And you allowed that? You're their doctor. Or who? Who authorized that? Would that have been Dr. Spender? Would that have been you? Or does an office manager have the power to determine who gets treated by who? Those are questions that need to be addressed and looked into. I am their mother. I am their father. And I am their defender. Even in death, I will find justice for them, and you will pay for how it's left me now. This is something I'm going to live with the rest of my life. You don't know. You don't know what you've done. You hurt my girls. Make sure you never do business again. Okay, Misha seems to be becoming unresponsive. I've called the clinic. Dr. Collado said if there's any problems, have him call. To call. I am, and I'm hoping that he'll call me back. But since then, things have seems progressively worse. So I left a message to speak to Cheryl again. They put me on hold, then they hung up. I called back. They told me to hold, and then Cheryl's voice message comes right on, and she says she'll get back to me. This is an emergency. I don't know if she's going to call me, but the staff there, I made it clear that this is very pertinent, and I understand that they're busy, but this is a sick girl, and it's a severity of sickness, and to be put on hold and then hung up on, and then to have me put directly to her voicemail. What could she possibly be doing that she can't call back if she does not call me back today? I don't know if she will. I'm hoping she will. More importantly, I'm hoping Dr. Collada calls me. So I'm going to call back right now and speak with him, because I was told he was going to be leaving, well, that was almost 8 minutes ago. So hopefully I catch him. All right. I'm documenting this because this is uncalled for. You listen to their voice messages on their, on their phone, and it says they care about your pets. I don't see it right now. I don't see it. This is how she walks. Is this something I should be concerned about? It's just like she stops and that's it. I don't know. Which way, hon? You want to keep walking? I mean, this is how she moves. This is... Alright, baby, come on. Let's go in. You can keep going. You want me to guide you? See, I got to shut this video off because she can't see. I have to guide her. Alright. You okay, hippie? Why do you do that, hon? Why do you do that? And you grind your teeth. You grind your teeth. I know, I hear it. Alright, babe.